There's been so much conversation about Kate and what she's going through. Who is helping her through all of this? Who is her, who keeps her grounded, her support system?
So she has a really tight group of friends, particularly in Norfolk, really close friends there. But I think the real anchors in her life are her parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, and her brother James, who's had his own battles with his mental health and depression, and her sister Pippa. And while you may not see them, and you certainly don't see them photographed together very often, they are very much there in the background. They are absolutely fundamental. Kate comes from a really solid, grounded family. Everything her parents did as she was growing up was about raising that family, keeping them anchored, showing them love. And that's why Kate's the person that she is, and she's always stayed close. And in fact, it's something I reveal in my book about Kate. When she married William, she made him promise that when she married into the royal family, she wouldn't have to give up her own family. And he promised that that would be the case. And actually, the reality is that he has a really close relationship with the Middletons too.
Yeah, we have reported, that Kate did talk to the king before putting out the video, and that she's had his support. But also, what gets lost sometimes is the fact that her parents had to hear that their daughter has cancer. So how are the Middletons doing with all of this news?
Well, one can only imagine. As parents, it must be very shocking and devastating. I think they're going to feel very relieved that this was found in its early stages, very reassured by the fact that the chemotherapy is preventative chemotherapy, and also by the fact that Catherine is going to have the very best doctors in the world looking after her. So she is in safe hands. And I think for Carol and Michael, they've always been an incredibly strong couple and also very down to earth. They're very real. When you think about the royal wedding, the day after that, Michael Middleton was photographed going around on his lawnmower, and Kate was pushing a trolley around the car park of Waitrose, which is a grocery store here in the UK. That tells you everything you need to know about that family. And what they'll be doing right now is they will be coming together and supporting her. And not just William and Kate, their grandchildren too.
Absolutely. Let's talk about William, because there is pressure on him. I heard someone talking about this yesterday, that not only with the news of his father having cancer, it thrusts him even closer to the throne. We hope that the king is fine, but in reality, that brings him one step closer to the throne with having a diagnosis like this. He's had to step in, covering other duties. He's had to do a lot. So how much is all of this weighing on him?
Well, I think William is strong. He's been through a lot. He lost his mother at a very young age. He's dealt with a lot. He's got a lot of life experience. And I think when you think back to the coronation, one of the things that really struck me was as he watched his father be crowned, there was that moment where you could just see almost that moment on his face, I'm going to be next. It made it so real for him. And like you say, having a father with a cancer diagnosis, it is serious. His dad's in his 70s, 76 this year. William's often said that he wishes his dad would slow down a bit. But of course, Charles hasn't been able to do that because he's a king in a hurry. So I think William is going to be very concerned, naturally worried. He's not going to want to pass that on to Kate. He's probably going to absorb a lot of that himself. And I think he'll really miss having Harry around because, of course, Harry was his wingman. Harry was his best friend, and he's not around anymore. Thankfully, William's got a tight-knit circle of friends too, really loyal, trustworthy friends, but this is going to hit him hard.
We're outside of Buckingham Palace, and it's been a busy place today. The king was here. He met with faith leaders here today. He's still staying busy. He's still staying active. So what are you hearing about his treatment and how he's doing?
Well, we don't really know very much about his treatment other than he's here in London every week. We understand for treatment. Could be chemotherapy, could be tablet form. We really don't know. But I'm told he's responding very well to it. And I think that's evident because if he wasn't, he wouldn't be here at Buckingham Palace. As you know, people going through chemotherapy can be susceptible to infection and illness because their immunes are down. But obviously, his medical team have signed this off today. And I think we can expect to see more of these engagements. Not a packed schedule, but certainly a gentle introduction to royal events in the not too distant future.